Hey guys, how's it going? So last episode on the hardcore world, we built this huge storage system here and it went really well. And today we're going to focus on finishing it by adding a water elevator in here. And we're going to focus on cleaning up the outside of this base. So let's not waste any more time, let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to work on is fixing a water elevator for this system. So the things we're going to need an abundance of is kelp, soul sand, and bone meal. Now I know I have a lot of soul sand in my house. Well, I did at least, unless I moved it. Okay, there it is. And I also have a lot of bones, but the one thing I do not have is kelp. So I'm going to go to the nearest ocean biome that I know, which is over here. Alright, so I'm not going to need a lot because I have a lot of bones and a lot of bone meal. And I honestly can't find any right now. I don't know why. Okay, here we go. This is some kelp. I'm just going to grab these two strands right here. Dude, this dolphin is throwing around my kelp. It's not yours, it's mine, dude. Stop throwing around my kelp. Oh my gosh. Dude, hold up. Let me grab it. 19, okay. 19's okay. So now I'm gonna head back to my base and we're gonna get started with this. One thing I do want to say while I'm flying, I really do appreciate all the support on the last video that I made where I finished the entire bank build. Alright, so like I said in the last video, I'm gonna have to dig up in here and I'm gonna have to break my way down to the bottom. And that's because I need to place some water up here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and create a infinite water source if possible. I think I just messed everything up though because I waterlogged those signs. Okay, for now we're just going to replace the signs, but they're eventually going to be added back. I just need to fill up all my water bottles. Water bottles? Water buckets. Just write a nice little message up there. Why is it still waterlogged? That did not happen before. Do I really have to block you out and then... Yeah, I do. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, I just got to write another nice little message up here. Yeah, this is going to work. Oh, no. Oh, no, that's not good at all. Guess I could fix this? I just gotta do these guys down here and, you know, very dangerously fly indoors, get back up here and fix this. Yeah, we're fixed now. We're good. Alright, crisis averted. Sure, I'll put some slabs over top. But now that we have that finished, I need to go back down. I'm going to use my silk touch pickaxe to grab this glass. We're going to create a little tunnel that goes into the ground. And it's pretty cool how we're going to be doing this. So we're going to be creating somewhat of a sewer system in my world. So I'm going to have a lot of drop off spots where I can just throw blocks and it's going to travel through the waterways up into the storage system. But yeah, I'm not going to dig all the way down right now because it's going to be a lot harder to get up to release this water. So I'm just going to go ahead and release it right now. I'm going to dig down to about Y level 50, I would say, 50-ish, maybe 60. I'll go with Y level 60. Okay, I need to cover up these underwater caves too. Man, I don't have torches to light it up either. I know that could help stop a lot of the spawns. Once I get down to there, I'm going to place some dirt and we're going to start growing some kelp. So the kelp is actually going to turn all of these water blocks into full water blocks, which is what we need to make a water elevator. So we are at Y level 60. I don't have any dirt. And I need dirt. Okay. I'm going to grab some air in here and go ahead and pick up some dirt. Alright, I'm going to replace this with stone and we're going to head back down. So I'm going to place this dirt and I'm going to place some kelp and we are going to let it start growing. So once this stops is when we know that we've reached the limit. I feel like I've already reached the limit and I'm just growing it for nothing. Have I? Oh no, I was just very close to. Okay. So when I come back up here again, I'm going to have to remember to block off these two source blocks right next to the signs, just so I have some water flow pushing it into this, which is the entire system itself. I'm not going to use bone meal for all of it. I'm also just going to have to replace some of the kelp too. Oh, that's just spilling everywhere. Okay. So now all of these blocks right here are source blocks. So if I go back down and I place some soul sand, all of them are going to turn into a water elevator, which is what we want. We did run into some unforeseen circumstances, I will say. Alright, we're going to place some signs right here and right there. Alright, this is good. I think we are now ready to activate the elevator. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take out these dirt blocks and we're going to replace them with soul sand. And there we go. Nice. Okay, so now I just gotta find a way out. And it doesn't appear that there is one, so we're just gonna go up here. No, I don't want you to take my endstone. Oh, that's gonna mess everything up now. I'm gonna have to find these blocks somewhere because I have no clue where they're gonna end up. Oh no, this is gonna be a trip to find. Okay. But there we go, there's our water elevator. Man, that's so cool to have in the build. Okay, there it is. It's in that hopper right there. I can just throw everything out. Okay, we're good now. So technically, but also technically not, we are done with this build. The only other thing that I have to do is add slots to each of these. So off camera, I added 3 slots. I added a dirt, I added a cobblestone, and a cobbled deep slate slot. As you can see, I already put some in there. Alright, so the first sewer system, I guess you could say, we're going to add is actually right in front of me. It is where I have these 2 redstone torches. So what we're going to do is we're going to dig down right here. We're going to have water going under this pathway, and it's going to lead directly into this water elevator. So I have the ice on me, I have the water buckets. This one should not take any time at all, especially considering the fact that I have all this open land under here. I wouldn't mind making these 2 deep slate, and then the rest I can make spruce, I guess. The rest that people are going to be able to see, so that's maybe these 2 right here. I'm placing a sign, yes, just like that, so that the water doesn't start flowing out, because trust me, it will flow out fast. Alright, so I'm going to hit 2 water buckets right here. If I'm not mistaken, they should flow. They don't flow, okay. Man, I only have 1 sign left. Okay, we're gonna make this a 1 thing then. So we're gonna stop it like right there. Yeah, that's good, because it's just gonna lead directly into here. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna place another water bucket, cover it up, and there we go. That's really our first pod. Alright, so coming back up to the bank, you can see that now we have a little hole here. However, if I place stuff in there right now, it's just gonna get stuck up in here. Honestly, I should have started making my storage pods up here. So I think right now I'm actually gonna try and fix that. So these hoppers may look weird to you. I have 41 of the item, and then I just have a randomly named item. If I put more items in there, it's gonna decrease until it hits 41. And that's how we really get the storage, the real storage system part of this build. We're gonna have hoppers going over this hopper, and if it's cobblestone, it's gonna fall through and it's gonna seep through into the chest. But say it's, you know, deep slate brick stairs, it's just gonna pass by and it's gonna go to the next one. So as I keep filling these up, I'm eventually gonna get to the... How did I make it back here? That's crazy. I'm eventually gonna get to the point where I have each one filled, and there's just going to be this huge junk drawer at the end, and I'm okay with that because eventually I'm going to keep expanding downstairs and we're just going to work with that. So, but for right now I'm going to empty out these hoppers and we're going to replace them over near the top. I think building up with dirt should be fine. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and place the named items in there first, and then we're gonna just place however many pieces of dirt. And as you can see, it's counting down right now, but once it hits 41, for whatever reason, it's just gonna stop. I don't know why that happens or why that number, but that's just how it works. And you can see it's gonna load. It's gonna load directly into this bottom chest right here, and that's how we're gonna get our materials. And ultimately, off camera, I'm also gonna work on this too. So I'm gonna look at what I need to sort most in my base, and I'm just gonna send it through to here. So we're gonna test this out. Actually, we're gonna throw 22 dirt in here, and as you can see, it's gonna go through there, and we're gonna wait and watch for it to fill up in this chest. And look at that, it's already going, man. Oh, that's so cool, dude. I'm sorry, I might just be nerding out, but I feel like, you know, me building something like this on my own is just, it's incredible to me. I want to watch it again. Hold up, I want to watch it go up the elevator. I think it went up. I don't know. I'm gonna try it again. Hold on, let's see it. Oh yeah, I could see it going up. Alright, I'm done now. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab some wood and I'm gonna place some trapdoors on the entrance of that sewer system, just so I don't fall in there and so I have an easy way to close it up. Alright, so I didn't place a torch in here, but the second place that I want to automate is my cobblestone farm. I know it doesn't look too pretty in here, but just trust the process. So this one's going to be a little more complex. I'm going to need a lot more ice, I'm going to need a lot more signs, but how this is going to work is we're going to have this water stream, we're going to have it go down just a little bit more, just so that we're going under the ground like a real sewer system would. and is ultimately going to meet up with this one actually, if I can get it right. So the Y level for this is 121, and that is actually perfect because it is 2 blocks under the ground. I'm going to break this glass and place a piece of stone onto that. Alright, so since this is a cobblestone route, I'm just going to go ahead and make this entire thing cobblestone, pretty much until I run into a place where I can't. So yes, I'm also going to try and kind of color coordinate these lines too, just so I know what is what. Right now this looks so bad, but it's going to be covered up eventually. Alright, I'm going to break all of these blocks under it, and we're going to replace it all with cobblestone. Dude, I need to make like a company after this, dude, like Wubble Sewage Creations, dude, I don't know, man. Editor, put up a logo. For right now, I'm going to leave the top uncovered just so that I'm able to work with this a little bit easier. Okay, this is a little trick that I taught you guys. If you guys want to save on blocks, just do an upside down stair like that. It looks the exact same. And we are actually going to need more wood for this. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to stock up on some real fast. And I'm going to turn that into signs. There we go. Oh man, I made too much. I forgot they only stacked to 16. Oh no, it'll be okay. I just want to make the most of it that I can. So we're going to do that. You know, place some ice and then add another water bucket. And just really just rinse and repeat the same process. Alright, I just got to put a piece of ice here. And we are done with that. Wow. If I can cover it up. Ooh, okay, I can use spruce. That's okay. And then I'm just going to do the rest with dirt. Alright, so I am actually done with that one. Wow, that did not take long at all. But the really cool thing with this one is I can just turn on the cobblestone generator and I can head over here, and in real time I could see the cobblestone just soar up. That is crazy. And then if I look up here, it's going right in that chest. Alright, I'm gonna turn it off before it like literally lags up my game. I feel so accomplished. There is one more sewer system that I want to add in this video, and it is actually right outside my house. So it is going to be a little bit of a dig, but I'd say, honestly, I think right there would be a really good location for it. It's really just a straight shot over, and I'm not going to have too much to worry about in the way. Right now I'm on X negative 582. However, I got to get over to X negative 708. So it's going to be a little bit of a journey, and I'm going to need a lot of resources, but we're going to make it work. So I know, yes, from a while ago I have a ton of buckets. Pretty sure I had more. Yeah, there's 5 more. I'm pretty much just going to clear out my inventory. I can throw stuff into here. I'm going to go and grab more ice blocks because I fear that 23 is not enough. And while we're doing that, if I can find any food, that would be really nice. Why is my totem out of my hotbar? Okay. That's how I'm going to die one day, man. I'm going to move my totem and then I'm just going to make a severe accident. It's going to be so bad. Let's grab a touch more. Yeah, full stack should be enough. Alright, we're going to fill up all of these buckets right here. I can only do... Actually, I can do all of them. There we go. So hopefully I shouldn't need to restock on the buckets. And hopefully this should be a pretty easy trip. So I'm going to dig down... Oh, maybe this wasn't the best idea. Yeah, it wasn't. Okay. I'm gonna need to move. So that's not gonna work out. So maybe place it more like right here, because I feel like if I literally just move it a couple blocks, it's gonna work. And it is. Yeah. How could I have ever guessed? So we're gonna take it down to about 74. Is this my old farm? It is! Oh my gosh, I completely forgot that I did this. Yeah, I buried this farm. There's village... Oh, because it's still running. Oh, my bad. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry, y'all keep doing your business. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm just mainly focused on getting a path set out for me. Alright, so the good news is I made it to 708. However, the bad news is I don't know what Z value I'm supposed to be at. We're just going to be running our way back now, and I got to go all the way back up, fly up here. Oh, actually, it's further. So negative 717 for X. 372 for Z. Those are the coordinates I need now. So we're good now. There it is. So I'm going to place 2 signs here because I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep this one 2 blocks. I don't think anything can spawn in here. Let's just hope anything doesn't spawn. Now I'm going to head back all the way back over here, and we're going to get started with our water work. I was about to say I threw up my ice. Jeez, dude, I'm slow. Alright, there we go. Oh, I gotta add an ice block here. 1 second. 1 second. There we go. So I just finished this entire long storage sewer system, whatever you want to call it now. And now I gotta make myself wait. I cannot talk today, oh my gosh. Now I've got to make myself all the way back up. And we're gonna test this out, see if it actually wants to work. We're gonna see, okay, so I have 15 pieces of dirt in there. I have 11 pieces of dirt in my inventory. We're gonna throw all of it down there. We're gonna wait a couple seconds. We're gonna see where it lands. In the meantime, I'm gonna grab a little bit more wood so I can make some trapdoors to put over it. Just like so. Hey, and just like that, it worked. Wow, that's crazy, man. All right, so for now, we are done with the storage system. Now, one quick thing I wanted to fix, as you can see, this right here is not looking too pretty. Including my stairs down here, we have a lot to work on. So the first thing I want to do is finish these stairs going up. Pretty sure that's polished deep slate. And I'm gonna see if I have any in my chest. I swear I did somewhere. Yes, there we go. So I'm going to make all of those into stairs, and I'm going to come back up and I'm going to finish placing these. And then I'm going to need some more dark oak to finish out this path. So I'm just going to come over here, grab a couple logs, nothing too fancy. I think I may change it up a little bit in the future just to create a smoother transition from this 3 wide to the 4 wide over here, but ultimately this looks fine. Alright, so one final thing I wanted to do in this video. As you can see, I did not fill in this part of the pathway. And you may be asking, well, why didn't you fill in that part of the pathway? Alright, so some of you may remember in the last episode, I talked about wanting to build a fountain, kind of a central area in front of the bank. So this is what we have. I have placed a schematic of a fountain that I built. Yeah, we're going to kind of create a central area around this leading up into the bank. And we're going to kind of branch off from this too. So I'm really excited for this. Alright, so as you can see, this isn't a very material intensive build. I'd say my biggest worry is the flowers and the soul lanterns because I'm going to need soul sand for that. However, we're going to turn this build into an opportunity to accomplish many different things, and you're going to see what I mean when I get to there. Alright, so I'm going to need 8 poppies. Poppies, they are one of the most common flowers in the game. I can already see one down here, and I'm sure I'll be able to see a lot more over here. Even if I don't, I'm going to need dandelions anyway. Is that my first time picking up a dandelion? There's no way. Maybe it's just talking about the different types of soup I can make. Here's a little bit of flowers. Now, poppies are surprisingly rarer than I remember them being. There's a whole lot more dandelions than poppies. Oh, there's some red poppies. Here we go. Here's a lot. Okay, 10 should be enough. I have enough dandelions. I'm going to need some peonies. I need 5 of them. So I know peonies are going to be a little bit harder to find, although I see some right in front of me. So I'm going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. Okay. I'm also going to need 7 lilacs. So if many of you are not familiar with my world, I have a meadow back here. For whatever reason, when I was building this, I thought that these were lilacs. These are like allium flowers or something like that. Yeah, alliums. Oh no. Where do I find lilac? In plains and flower forest biomes. You know what? We're just going to use these alliums. That's okay. And the last thing I'm going to need is 7 lily pads. If I remember correctly, the only way I can find lily pads is in a swamp biome. Alright, here we are. This is the swamp biome. Oh, there are a ton of lily pads out here. Okay, we're good. Oh, what? I forgot to move my camera back. Oh, you guys have probably been so confused this entire time. I'm so sorry. 6, 7. I'm gonna grab a few more just in case. You never know when you're gonna need a lily pad. Alright, we're gonna place all the materials I have in this shulker box right here. I know it has iron in there. I'm about to move it out. Alright, so believe it or not, that is all the flowers we're gonna need. Now, I do need to go back into the nether because I need more soul sand for soul lanterns. I only have 6, but it requires 12. Yeah, this is a good area right here. Grab the sand of the souls that never made it out of here. And you know what, I'll grab some extra just in case because I have another project coming up soon that I'm gonna need some soul sand for. So alright, so that iron I was talking about, yeah, I actually kind of need it. I'm gonna need to make iron nuggets to make lanterns, so I'm gonna need 12 of them, I believe. So lantern, load up 12. I'm gonna turn the rest of these into ingots just so that I can conserve resources. And I'm gonna make some soul lanterns. Crap, I need soul soil, don't I? Oh, I need to, oh, I just wasted a ton of iron. Oh wow, okay, I couldn't even do that anyway. Alright, well, we're gonna try this again. Soul torch. There we go, 12. Alright, so there's our soul lanterns, and I just have 12 regular lanterns now. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna do requires obsidian and a flint and steel. I don't know if you're kind of catching on, but I complained about it last video about not having a nether portal to the stronghold and me having to fly all this long way for it. So now we are finally setting one up. This has been long overdue, but we are doing it now. So after looking back at some previous footage, I found the exact location where I need to place this portal at. Alright, and there we go. Let's go in and see what we get. Oh, this is right below it. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna grab 10 obsidian and I'm gonna move this portal down below the ground. Alright, let's see if this works if I place the portal right here, actually. Alright, let's try it. Yes, there we go. Nice. Yes, and it works if we go back through. Okay. So now that's said and done, I'm gonna go to the end. Oh my gosh, the portal noises are getting so loud. And I need to grab just a little bit more endstone. Alright, so let's get to it. Alright, so that is all the endstone bricks that I'm gonna need. Well, they're not bricks yet, but they will be. A cat spawned in my house. Oh, hold up. You are becoming Big Cat 4. Come here. Oh my gosh. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go, dude. Oh, I forgot that you just love to sit on chests and can't do anything about it. One final trip that I'm gonna have to make is gonna be to the tunnel board. Now, I don't need a lot, but I'm gonna need around 3 stacks of deep slate, I would say. And that prompts me just enough for me to go to the tunnel board. So this has gotta be one of the coolest builds I've ever done. Alright, I think just one more blast and that should do it. Alright, so I have almost 4 stacks of deep slate. It's so hard to see how much deep slate I have with all these blocks in my inventory, but just trust me. What I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to fly to the creeper farm because I'm running really low on rockets. Alright, so I just moved some sugarcane over, but we have enough deep slate to now finish the build. Okay, so I got to make 36 endstone brick slabs, which means I need 18 endstone bricks for that. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn these into the bricks themselves. There we go, there's 36. So now the deep slate bricks, I'm going to focus on doing those right now. Okay, so I'm going to need 48 slabs, which means I need 24 blocks. So there we go. And I'm going to need 76 regular bricks. So I need 16 walls. I completely forgot how to make walls, or how many walls give. I need 16. So there we go. Alright, so now I think we're ready to get on with the build. Without throwing my sword. So yeah, this one, it should honestly be a short build, but I'm still very excited for it. So yeah, stay tuned for the time lapse. Hey guys, I don't really have much to say for this little talking session, except I really appreciate every one of you for watching up to this point, and I really appreciate all of you for watching this video in general. So yeah, this fountain design didn't take a while, but it's honestly one of my favorite builds so far. I really want to get used to putting a lot more detail into my builds, just like how I put a lot of flowers on the outside of this fountain. Because if you look at the bank, especially on the outside, is not very detailed at all. So I mean, just using leaves or something like that on my builds is something I want to try out in the future. So like I said, this talking thing wasn't going to be too long, so let's get back to the video. Alright, here it is. Here's the finished build. So I know the dirt and the flowers right now don't look too impressive, but just wait for it to grow in and wait for the sugarcane to grow, and I promise it's going to look so much better. But for the fountain, I really wanted to design so it felt like, you know, you could sit underneath it kind of like an umbrella, or you could just watch it from the outside. And it has a nice little open area up there with a little roof on it, and yeah, I mean, I really like this design, and I feel like it's shifting from, you know, the deep slate and the dark oak to the deep slate and the endstone, which is what the bank is. Of course, I don't have enough blocks to finish this pathway right now, but once I do, that's going to be finished. I mean, that's all for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and subscribe, stay tuned for the next one. I'll see ya. 6, 7.